Alrighty, what up, everybody? Welcome to the DES Premier Truck Race here at Phoenix. We'll use remain off the tractor after the driver's meeting is completed. Tonight will be a total of 180 laps. We're going to have stage breaks at 25 and 60. That is 25 and 60. No fast repairs, forward additional sets of tires. A few things to note: the only black flags will be cleared past the yellow due to wrecked cars wrecking to the pits. We will not clear black flags for speeding through pits or unsafe entry or exit. During the restart, let's keep the pack tightened up. Laying back to start will result in a penalty. And when taking the green flag, you must maintain your line until you cross that stripe. After the yellow flag's out and you safely made it through any wreckage, please catch up to the pace car immediately to prevent delaying others. And when cycling through the green flag stops, state over the radio what your intentions are to allow others to move around you. Good luck. Have some
fun. Just for
Good evening, DES race friends, fans, family. Welcome to another beautiful evening with the DES iRacing Premier Truck Series. Tonight we're going to have a wonderful race. Got 180 laps here at Phoenix Raceway. Avondale, Arizona. We are going to have stage breaks at 25 and lap 60. As always, the producer with us is Damon O'Brien. I also have my partner in crime, Jonathan Medlin. He's going to be bringing us in here. We're going to be starting to grid. And Jonathan, man, I'm excited about this race. Go ahead and bring us in and let us know who's racing tonight.
Right on. I'm excited for it as well. We're waiting on that grid line to come up. And starting first, we got John Crosby in the 73 truck. Max Dinda is starting in second in the 48 truck.
Row 2 starting on the outside in third, or the inside in third place is the 69 of Todd Prawn. On his outside is the 40 of Ben Kuhn.
Row 3 and the inside starting in fifth, we got Chuck Burley in the 4 machine, Mark Holloway on the outside in sixth in the 56 machine.
Looking at row 4, my personal favorite, accidentally took him out last night. My apologies. The 5 of Brandon Hinton. On his outside is going to be the 88 of Hunter Davis.
For the fifth row, we got Thomas Long in the 23 starting in ninth, and then Tyler Waltz, aka Watts, in 10th in the 54 machine.
First car starting outside the top 10, we got the 60 of Brian Souza with the 32 of Jonathan Geist on his outside.
And then in row 7, rounding it out, we got Sean Dion in the number 3 car in 13th.
And we got 13 cars out here. Every single one of these guys deserves to be here. It's going to be an exciting race. I love short tracks. I love Phoenix. It's a good track. It's really fast track, but it's got some flat turns, so these turns are hard to navigate. You'll see a lot of these guys get loose coming out of turns 4 and turns 2. Turns 4 is going to be the ones that I would watch out for the most, but other than that, I think these guys are going to be able to handle it. We got a small field, and it should be a lot of green flag laps tonight.
Indeed, it should be very well handled by these guys. A lot of these guys got some good practice at Phoenix last night in the Gen 4 cars. The trucks are going to handle a little bit different, but a lot of the strategy is going to be the same.
Yeah, for sure. Our pole setter tonight is the 73 John Crosby, races for Beer Run Racing. He's a guy that we've seen running up front a lot here. I think that he's going to be able to carry some good speed. Looking at his practice times, I mean, he was running up there top of the leaderboard for practice time. So if he can maintain that all night, I think that we might be able to see him start and finish where he's at.
For sure, no doubt about it. And, you know, Crosby's very well known for being able to save tires, save fuel, and we are about to go green.
Yeah, pace car goes down into the pit stall coming out of turn 2, because this track, this used to be the front stretch right here, and with the new configuration, it is now the back stretch, but pit road has stayed the same. So as you see, they're coming to the O'Reilly's Auto Parts sign right here. And right here is going to be the O'Reilly's restart zone.
And we are underway. Crosby with a good jump, and several of them taking that dog leg.
Yeah, these guys are allowed to take that dog leg. They're able to go off of the racing surface and cut the track. That is allowed here. The only thing is, when they come back up on track, it is that driver's responsibility to make sure they rejoin the designated racing surface cleanly without incident. If they do come up and make contact with somebody causing any kind of an incident, it would be on that driver, but they're well within their rights to go down there.
Absolutely. And, you know, the one thing is, I think these trucks sit low, but I don't think they sit quite as low as the Gen 4s do. So it's not going to be as hard on them taking that dog leg, and I think you're going to see the dog leg used a lot more freely tonight than we did in the Gen 4 race last night.
Yeah, absolutely. The Gen 4 race last night, I did not take the dog leg a single time. Anytime I tried taking it in practice, it felt like that rear end would just lift up off the ground and I would spin immediately. But I came out here, I ran about 20, 30 laps in the trucks tonight, just getting a feel for this track. And taking that dog leg was super comfortable and I had no issues with it.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the race leader for just a moment, John Crosby. You know, he put down a heck of a battle in the Legacy Trucks race with Ben Pivot and just couldn't catch him. And then here he comes out in the Premier, and I mean, just setting that same pace that Pivot had set in the Legacy Trucks.
Yeah, and I mean, he's already up to almost a 2-second lead. He's just left everybody behind. He's out here just hanging out. He's got the fastest lap tonight already so far. We're only 5 laps into it, but his best lap is a 26.7. That's going to be pretty close, if not faster. That is almost dead on his fastest lap in practice. So if he can maintain this and keep running this all night, I don't think he's going to have any issues.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to who's going to be fighting for second and third.
Absolutely. We do have a good battle. We got Ben Kuhn. He's on the bottom coming out of turn 2 with Todd Perrant on his top side. They're battling for position here. I would prefer to be on that bottom line myself. I think that Ben Kuhn, if he takes a dog leg right here, gets a couple tenths, maybe 1/10 off of his lap time going down there, we might see him pass up the 69 here pretty soon.
And as you said that, he did pass up the 69 of Todd Perrant, moving himself into third and now putting himself into position to battle with Max.
Yeah, speaking of, it's only been 3 laps since we talked about the 73. He's up to almost a 3.5-second lead. He's out there just minding his own business, letting the racing happen behind him.
Absolutely. You know, and these guys are the cream of the crop for DES racing. And, you know, every single one of these guys are very accomplished in their own rights and make things happen. They all know how to race clean. They're all going to be respectful to the faster cars and slower cars. And, you know, when you mention all of that, and then you see Crosby up there where he's at, and the rest of the racing going on behind him, he's just got to be thinking in the back of his. Our producer was saying something, and I was trying to catch what he was saying, but Crosby's got to be thinking in the back of his mind, you know, am I going to start lapping these guys before too long, and you know, really creating a gap for myself?
Yeah, I think all he's thinking right now is keep running his line, stay consistent. He's up to almost a 5-second lead right here. The only thing he needs to be focused on is where he's at on track, what line he's running, and paying attention to staying consistent. He probably isn't thinking about the other cars behind him at all. Man, lots of battles going on out here tonight. The 54 Tyler Waltz, he was able to battle the 69 Todd Brant, get in front of him, and now he's battling the 40 Ben Kuhn, and he's just out there flying. I mean, he is an excellent racer. Earlier tonight in the Legacy Series, him and I were battling it out for position, and I had to give him everything I had to try and hold him off, and he was finally able to prevail. He even, coming out of turn 4, gave me the bumper a little bit. Under 5 laps to go. It was a textbook perfect move. He was able to get me just a little loose, get me off pace, so that way he could get to my outside. I mean, that had to have been one of the most fun battles I've been in since I've been in DES. It was a blast. So my hat's off to him, man. He really earned that position and securing him a top 5 finish. But right here, I mean, he's given it everything he's got. He was able to get around Ben. He's now trying to catch up to the 48 Max Dindo.
Absolutely, and that there's a reason we give him the nickname Watts. He is electrifying.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely fun to watch him race.
Yeah, Crosby has spread that lead out. I mean, almost hit a 6-second lead between our split between him and Max Denda.
Four looks like he's trying to make a move, diving down into turn 3, getting on the inside of the 40 of Ben Kuhn. See how he fares coming down the front stretch. He's going to cut down that dog leg. See if that's going to give him enough momentum to get up in front. It does not, but he does get the better angle coming into turn 2, and he is able to secure that position.
Yeah, Chuck Burley able to move himself up, and he's one that we haven't mentioned a whole lot in these races, but I was watching him last night in the Gen 4 race, and he's a really, really solid racer.
He is. He's very consistent with his times. He's very clean and methodical with his passes. He's able to almost see what he needs to do before they get to the turn, where he needs to go, where he needs to position that truck. And he's able to make small adjustments on his braking and his throttle so that way he can make passes like he just did. And not only did he make that pass, but if you look at his time and you look at the distance, he's actually catching the car in front of him, the 69 Todd Brant.
For sure. And, right now, he's on pace. I hate to say it with Crosby.
Yeah, Crosby up to almost a 6-second lead here. I mean, they're coming on the front stretch, and he's coming into turn 2. He's got a huge gap. All he's got to do is stay consistent and try to just keep what he's got.
Indeed, but
if you look on the top right of your screen, you will see the track map and see that separation. The caution flag does come out. That is going to be our first stage, but just look how far ahead he was coming to this stage break. It was just a dominant performance by Crosby.
it surely is. I mean, started off the race in first place, and he has led the first 25 laps of this race with ease and command.
But with that bringing us to and he has to check up, let the pace car by him because he had such a huge gap between him and the rest of the cars. But with that bringing us to our first stage break, we are going to go to a quick commercial break, let these guys get reset, and we'll be right back here with this short track action at DES iRacing.
Ship my pants? Right here? Ship my pants, you're kidding.
You can ship your pants right here.
You hear that? I can ship my pants for free.
Wow, I just may ship my pants.
Yeah, ship your pants. Billy, you can ship your pants too.
I can't wait to ship my pants, Dad.
I just shipped my pants, and it's very convenient.
Very convenient.
I just shipped my drawers.
I just shipped my nightie.
I just shipped my bed.
If you can't find what you're looking for in store, we'll find it at Kmart.com right now and ship it to you for free.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We are about to start our second stage here. Looking at the leader here, John Crosby, dominant first stage performance. Now in the back. I don't know if he got a speeding on pit road penalty or what happened, but he is going to be starting last on the field as the pace car is down and we're about to go green. What do you think, John? Do you think we're going to see him work his way back up to the front of the field before our next stage break? Or do you think he's just going to take the time to chill here? Well, actually, that answered my question, as before we even conclude our first lap, he's gained 2 positions. Got a pretty good battle here with Brandon Hinton. It looks like he was battling with the 40 Ben Kuhn there for a minute. Hinton able to get up in front. Hinton running a paint scheme that is unlike any that he's ran before. You know, he usually runs that kind of teal and pink or chartreuse or whatever you want to call it. Tonight he's running a really pretty blue Miller Lite card. Let's see if he can get that car up here into a podium position. Crosby already making his way up into the field. He's sitting in P8 now, so that's huge. He's already gained 5 positions, 6 positions since we've went green. Jeff, I don't know, man. I think he's going to try and do everything he can to work his way all the way up to the front.
Absolutely. And, you know, as Jonathan's taking a break, I'll jump in here. And not sure exactly what happened. I thought he might have said he passed under yellow, which is surprising, or maybe he had a speeding penalty. But, you know, with the speed he was carrying earlier, he's not going to have any problem, you know, pushing his way through this field.
Yeah, I know he's one of these drivers that likes to take this sim as serious and realistic as possible. He does not have any kind of driving aids on whatsoever. So everything he's doing is all driver skill, and that includes the pit limiter. I personally keep the pit limiter on. so that way I avoid getting those black flags for speeding on pit road. He does not. So it is very possible that he got a speeding on pit road penalty when he came out of his box earlier.
It's also possible that he got a penalty for being so whenever the caution came out, and he had to check up and wait for the pace car to get there.
Yeah, that's a good point. He could have gotten a passing the pace car, but that is one that if he would have called in and told us that he got, we saw what happened, and we could have cleared that for him, because sometimes iRacing makes bad calls, but he seems to be doing just fine on his own. Ooh, as we got a good battle here. The 54, Tyler Waltz, right in the back bumper of the 48, trying to make a pass coming into turn 2. Let's see if he's going to be able to make it stick coming on the backstretch.
Yeah, he's holding that whole line, that bottom line, and he's pushing Max into that top line coming out through those turns, but he's not able to get around, and now he's just having to ride the bumper and try to hold that position and keep close to try to make him the move again.
Yeah, and I can attest to it personally. The 54 is not going to force anything that's not there. He will wait until the perfect opportunity to make that pass. He's just going to bide his time and show some real patience, and that just shows the skill of that driver.
Absolutely. And, too, not trying to force it, it helps conserve those tires, and it helps to save on that fuel, putting him in a much better position later on down road.
We get spread out a little bit here, but the 56, Mark Holloway, he's making a pass on 88, Hunter Davis. It looks like they're coming into the turn here and see if the 56 is going to be able to battle his way up there, or if the 88 is going to have the momentum coming off of turn 4 there. He is not able to secure that position, and Davis is going to be able to get back up in front.
And right in front of Hunter Davis's teammate, Jonathan Geist, in the 32 machine. So, they may even try to hook up and draft a little bit and push each other a little bit throughout this race.
Yeah, all last season, people were always chirping about how I was one of the most polite and most respectful drivers out there. Yeah, I've kind of gotten into the mood to where I need to be a little bit more aggressive. I need to fight for positions and not just give things away. And it's been working out for me. I'm still respectful and try not to make contact with other drivers. But the real one is the 32, Jonathan Geist. He is out here to have fun. If he knows that somebody, even somebody that's not a teammate, is faster than him, and it's going to lose him a position, he will move out of the way, and he will give those faster drivers the space they need. And he's just one heck of a guy. Just talking to him outside of the race and everything. I mean, he's just a great guy. As we look here, the 48 and the 54 still battling for position coming into turn 4. The 54 actually had a little bit of a nose, but 48 able to, and he's going to try and cut underneath the 48, get on the inside of him. Coming into turn 2, what a move by the 54.
And it looks like he may have enough momentum carrying around that bottom line this time to get around Max, but I don't know. Max is still just running fast.
Yeah, it's just really hard coming out of turn 4 there with that narrow backstretch to be able to carry a lot of momentum coming out of that turn when you're on the bottom. And so the 48 was able to use that momentum to his advantage.
He really was, and he is doing a great job of defending and keeping Waltz behind him and not letting him get by and take that first spot. We were talking about how if Geist knows that he's running a little bit slower than somebody, he'll let him by. He is putting up a heck of a battle with Hunter Davis and keeping Davis behind him.
Absolutely. And speaking of Davis right now, the 56, he's dropping low coming into turn 4, trying to make some kind of move on the 88. he's gonna stay on the bottom side of him coming into turns 1 and 2. I don't know if running that bottom line, if he's gonna have the momentum to complete that pass. Well, as we get into the wall, that's the 32 Jonathan got. Oh, excuse me, that was a weird hiccup at an inopportune moment. 32 Jonathan Geis, he got into the wall a little bit, and that's going to put him off pace, and his teammate, the 88, is going to drop below him.
Yeah, but carrying that high line. Oh, I was going to say carrying that high line, he's going to have the momentum, but it looked like Hunter actually had the momentum.
Yeah, I think that's just that respect part. He might have let his teammate have that. He knew he just got into the wall. He needs to kind of reset, reevaluate his situation there, and try and get into a better position to where he can start running his line again.
For sure. Now Hunter Davis has passed him up also. The 56 just got up into the 32. So Mark Holloway just got into Geist, pushed him up into the wall. No major incident, though. I mean, they were able to keep it clean, but man, what an inopportune moment to have something like that happen.
Yeah, and he immediately got on the radio and asked him if him and his truck were okay. It does look like the 32 is going to have a little bit of right wheel damage. As you see, he comes onto the backstretch and kind of gets back into the wall. I wonder how much damage he actually got from that.
And I'm just going to jump back in here for a second, guys. A little dead space. What do you think? Did John? He's back up to P6. Did he use up his stuff a little bit? I mean, we're 10 to go to the stage break. You think he's just conserving, or you think he used it up a little bit?
I don't know if he used up what he has. He is staying on pace with about what he had earlier. He gained that huge lead in the very beginning, got way up in front of everybody, and then his lap times just started staying consistent. He wasn't getting faster. He wasn't slowing down, and I think that's what we're seeing right now. It's about the same amount of time as the beginning of the race to where he was in at stage 2, 25 laps going. I just think that his truck doesn't have any more to give him. So I don't think that we're going to see him really gain any more positions unless somebody in front of him makes a mistake.
I agree with that 100%. Somebody that we haven't mentioned a lot tonight has crept up into third, and that is Brandon Hinton. Like, he just comes out of nowhere.
That's why I have dubbed him the Magic Man. That number 5, if we look here, he started this race in P7. He worked his way back a little early in the race. He was somewhere around 10th place. And went in, got tires, came back out, and has worked his way all the way up into third place. And these two guys that are fighting in front of him better be watching their mirrors. The more they fight, the more Magic Man's going to pull something out of that bag of tricks of his and make a move. As look how close he is to the 54 now.
Yeah, I there for a second, I thought Waltz was actually going to get into the nose of Hinton, how close Hinton had gotten to him. This is shaping up to be a really tight battle between second through fourth. And Max has got to be worried because Todd Perrant is pushing, and as I say that, he gets into the wall, but pushing Hinton right up Tyler Waltz's tailpipe.
No, I don't want this to sound like I'm saying this as I'm surprised, because I'm not. The 69 is holding his own out there. He's running the pace with the leaders. Todd Perrant is one heck of a short track driver. He will give anybody a run for his money. If he's able to get up there with that leader, he'll make that leader fight with every inch of his being, and he's just so smooth and methodical on these short tracks here, and it shows. Look at how he's able to stay up here with these guys, and expect to see him running up here all night.
For sure. And, Another thing that I really like about Todd Perront, and just the few times that I've actually got to be in general chat with him and talk to him, he is so humble.
He really is, man. He's an amazing racer, but he doesn't talk to anybody like he's better than them. He is willing to. I mean, he's funny. He'll joke around with you. He just is so good and so humble, like you said. Jeff, he's your teammate, man. How is he when you guys are running practices and stuff? Does he give you guys a lot of tips? Is he one of those that receives tips from people? Like how is it working with him as a teammate?
First of all, I'm going to start off by saying he's absolutely hilarious in our team channel. Both the 69 and the 5 took me under their wing, allowed me to be on a team with them, so I appreciate that. Todd is super helpful. Any questions I have, he is not hesitant to answer. Both him and Brandon are just amazing people to be in a chat with, to get information out of. And I'm also going to give a shout out to Brandon. He's running some. He posts his paints. He's a paint master, I call him. He's running some classic schemes. So he's pulling up race cars from the past. He's kind of painting his truck to look like them. I know you guys got 2 to go to the stage break, so I'll let you finish this out. But both of those guys are amazing teammates.
Yeah, I figured being on a team with them would be phenomenal. Both of those guys are great guys on and off the track, super respectful. And I mean, honestly, I can learn a lot from them just racing behind them, not being in the team chat. But as we come into turn 3 here, we are going to be going to our stage break this time by, and it has been an exciting race.
It sure has, and I want to say this to what Jeff said about being on a team with them. I have watched Jeff since that team formed go from where he was to being an incredibly fast driver. That speaks loads for what these two have done for him, being in a team with him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that team is just rock solid. But as we are coming to the pit road for these guys, we're going to go to a quick stage break. We'll be back with more short track action right here on DES iRacing.
Mom, can I have a popsicle?
No, honey, you'll spoil your...
Hey parents, tired of those out-of-control kids? Throwing embarrassing tantrums wherever they go. At the grocery store, on the playground, even at the dinner table. You've had it with parenting, but wait, there is a solution. Introducing Nap Time, the latest, most effective tool for child tantrum prevention. It's simple. Just douse a rag with our patented Sleepy Time formula, place it over your child's cry hole, press and hold gently for 8 to 12 seconds, and presto, no more tantrum.
I was beginning to think adoption was the only way out. Then a friend of mine introduced me to Nap Time. It's never been so quiet around here.
The secret lies in Naptime's revolutionary fast-to-sleep formula. Developed by military-trained scientist doctors from NASA, Naptime's powerful molecules rush to the child's brain on contact, gently inducing instant tranquility.
This is chloroform.
Already put those wallet-draining crap factories out on the street? That's okay! Naptime works in any situation. On the golf course. An awkward blind date.
I had a really good time tonight.
It even works on pets.
After we had our first child here, we regretted it almost immediately.
We didn't know that she'd cry so much.
Talk about defective. But thanks to Nap Time, our little Samantha here hasn't made a noise in weeks. I keep her in a shoebox.
Call now and we'll send you your very own 24-ounce bottle of Naptime solution for only 23 easy payments of $1.99. But wait, there's more! Act quickly and you'll also receive the all-new Dream Sack absolutely free. It's compact and portable for those on-the-go tantrums. Just cover it, tighten it, and forget about it. It's that simple.
Welcome back to some awesome action. Jeff, John, what do you guys think of the race so far?
And this has been a great race as we're about to go green. It's just been phenomenal.
Jeff, you got any predictions as we come to the green flag for our final stage?
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard at this point. I don't want to root against my son. He's currently in P1. But I'm going to give a shout out to John Crosby and his 73 machine back in 8th. I would expect him to be in the top 3 for sure. Got to root for my teammates as well, but also Tyler Watts, I like to call him. We got 54 spinning.
Watts getting loose.
Great job of keeping it low and letting everybody kind of move to the high side around him. It's unfortunate for Walton now. Crosby getting sideways.
Caution's going to come out on that one.
Yeah, I hear these guys chattering. Love to hear. I apologize to 54. I may have just given him the broadcaster jinx talking about him when he spun.
Yeah, it's one of them things that happens. We're going to come back and look at the 73 John Crosby, see exactly what happens as the 88 gets into the wall. Let's go back. I was hyper-focused on the 88 hitting the wall there.
It looked like Crosby got down into Chuck Burley and just kind of got sideways off his front side. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what it is right there. 73, I think, might have thought that he had a little more room than he did, and he just comes down and hooks himself off the 4. Luckily, he's not going to have any damage, but we are going to be under caution here. Going to be a short commercial break coming up before we get back with the action. Appreciate you guys being here, and we'll be back just after this commercial break.
Anybody home? In here. Whoa, Jenny, is your sister home?
No. But I'm here.
Congratulations. You passed the test.
A test?
I put my sister up to it.
Oh, Jake, you do love me.
Marijuana, stimulating, mind expanding, safer to use than alcohol. It's the in thing, the hula hoop of the jet generation. Marijuana is an intoxicating, mind-muddling drug and as much a part of growing up as smoking corn silk behind the back fence. This has been a public service message of the American Medical Association and
Welcome back to the action here, man. It's been an exciting race. That is our first incident-caused caution. We're about to go green here. Man, what would you be thinking right now if you are these front runners? Do you think they're thinking that they're going to have to battle tooth and nail this entire race?
I don't think they do. Max with a great jump on that start, being the control truck, getting down below. I don't think that that's going through their mind. I think right now they're just thinking, run clean, run my line, just try to get my pace and hold my pace. And I don't think that they're thinking they're going to have to battle too much. I think they're more battling themselves, if you will.
Yeah, these short tracks, these low banked turns, it's gonna be a lot of racing yourself and racing the track while trying to navigate around obstacles that we like to call the other cars. It's just a lot that goes into it, especially on these short tracks, but these guys seem to be navigating it pretty well. I mean, 65 laps in, and that's the first incidents that we've had, so hopefully we stay green the rest of the time and get to enjoy all of these battles. As you see, Max Dinda, he's up to a half a second lead. He's got to be feeling pretty comfortable.
Yeah, for sure. He really does have to be feeling comfortable. I mean, he's not putting down the pace that Crosby was putting down earlier in the race through that first 25 laps, but he is definitely putting down a comfortable pace for himself and just pulling away. but you can't take anything away from the guys behind him. I mean, you got Hinton, you've got Kuhn, you got Todd Perront, and you got Crosby, who's made his way back up into 5th place now. So, I mean, that next 4 cars or trucks behind him is really a great set of drivers.
Yeah, I mean, look at the 54. He's already making moves, trying to work his way up there, getting back into it, worked his way all the way up into P10. 73, he was what brought out the caution. He's worked his way all the way up to P5. But I've got to say it now. Maybe I'm biased. You can say what you want. Let me know in the chat if you guys are watching. But I think this race ends up going to the 5.
You know, I want to agree with you on that, but I don't know. Max has really been showing his heart lately and showing that he's got what it takes to win one of these premier races, and I think tonight might be his night.
Yeah, I'm going to give a little insight. You know, Max's dad. You know, he's kind of dropped out of some of the other races that we're doing. And I think personally, he has put all of his focus on Premier just to kind of prove himself with these top flight drivers that we have.
Yeah, I mean, Max was a powerhouse in Legacy. He is a multi-time race winner in Legacy trucks, was able to prove himself and come here to the Premier Series. This is his rookie series. And like you said, I haven't seen him race any other of the series here with DES iRacing. I think he's got his focus in the right place. He was aggressive there for a little bit. He was just making a lot of mental errors, and it's almost like somebody else is in that truck because he is just methodical, patient, and boy, is he quick.
You know, he is quick, and from a few talks that I've had with Max, and just, I mean, not even really asking questions, just listening to him talk, you know, I could hear the frustration in his voice after some of the earlier races of the season, you know, the first couple races in the Gen 4s, and it seems like as soon as he kind of started dropping those races and focusing on his driving for Premier, he's a totally different driver in the truck right now. He's more comfortable. He's more confident in his racing skills. And like you said, he's put his focus in the right place, and it's starting to show that it's paying off. And there's the 73 of John Crosby creeping back up there into 3rd and battling right now with Ben Kuhn and Hinton for that 2nd and 3rd and 4th spots.
Sorry, I had to deafen myself there. I had some drivers on track talking to me. It looks like they're going to get about 65 to 68 laps on a full tank of fuel here. Some of these guys are sitting at about half of that capacity right now. So we're definitely going to see these guys have to make a pit stop before the end of the race. It's just, when is that going to happen?
Yeah, you know, when is that going to happen? And another question is, you know, with the way that this track eats rear tires, are they going to take rears while they're in there?
Absolutely. I think the best strategy call you can take is if you're going to go down there, take tires. You don't want to come out being full on fuel and being one of the slowest guys out there because you didn't take tires and everybody else did. Sure, you might save an extra 8 seconds on your pit stop, but you're going to lose that 8 seconds in the first 5 laps.
Yeah, so true. And, you know, it's incredible how long these guys have been able to keep their tires in check and keep their trucks under control with the way that this track is capable of doing vehicles.
Ooh, as we see as the 40 and the 73 get a little bit of contact, 73 stuck his nose down into turn 4, and the 40 comes down into him. That was just one of those. 73 stuck his nose down in there so quick in that turn. Spotter doesn't even have a chance to let him know. So no harm, no foul. These guys just get a little bit of contact. They don't really get off pace that much, and we stay green. So good on them for being able to keep the green here as the stream is freezing. Not sure what's going on. And we're back.
You know, they're not losing pace any, but Todd Perront was very happy to see that, because that has allowed him to try to make a move on Crosby, and he has made that move and now got in front of John Crosby.
Yeah, and that's got to be frustrating for the 73, because, I mean, he had such a dominant first stage performance, and now he's trying to do everything he can to get every spot that he can, and it seems that he's lost a couple positions, and he's going the wrong way, and you know, he's got to be racing with his mind and not with his emotions, and I think that if he can do that, we'll see him back up there in the front.
For sure, but you know, he's got Hunter Davis barreling down on him now, and you know, Hunter is a relentless driver. He is going to do everything he can to try to, you know, take a position from Crosby.
Yeah, and one guy that I want to talk about, we got the 60 Brian Souza, currently sitting in P7, started in 11th, and he is keeping pace with the 88, who is a multi-time champion here with DES iRacing, and he's giving him a run for his money. The 8 cannot just drive forward and ignore the car behind him. Brian Souza is letting him know, hey man, I'm in the Premier League with you, and I'm not just going to let you run away.
Yeah, you know, that's so true. And Souza's another one of those ones that we don't mention a whole lot, but he is such a consistent driver, and it has the capability with the rest of these guys to put down fast laps and you know, get things done at the end of the day.
Absolutely, man. You go back and you look at his record, Brian Souza is undoubtedly the top 10 king. He can consistently, and I don't know what he's my teammate. We talk during the races. The strategy he runs is wild. He can end up getting wrecked out, be 4 laps down, and somehow finish in the top 10 every single race. That man knows how to navigate and knows how to stay out there and get a good finish, race in and race out.
Yeah, he really does. You know, this battle between Ben Kuhn and John Crosby is just really heating up. But now you see Tyler Waltz and Hunter Davis are starting to try to capitalize on this.
Yeah, unfortunately, Phoenix being such a tight oval here, really not even an oval. It's whatever you mathematics people or geometry folks would call this weird shape. It's I guess it's egg shaped. It's just that dog leg. It gives it a weird shape. But all that being said, the widest the track gets is when you get on that dog leg. So when you have 2 trucks in front of you fighting side by side, you have 2 options: be patient and wait for one of them to finish their move so you can make one, or be aggressive and push it into a spot that is a high risk, high reward area and try to make a pass while they're fighting. And these guys, being as smart as they are, elected to let sorry about that, let these guys get straightened back out, get back in line before they make a move. And here comes the 88 coming down on the inside of turn 2, inside the 40. The 40 washes up, gets a huge run coming out of 2, and the 88 not able to capitalize and take that position away.
No, he's not able to capitalize yet. But you know, Hunter is a very patient driver. You know, he's one that's going to just continue to try to whittle away at that gap there between him and Ben, and I think he'll eventually make that move and get past him. I would not be surprised to see Hunter Davis make his way up into the top 5 and finish this race in a top 5 finish.
Absolutely. And one thing to consider with all of this going on, these guys are 31 laps on their tires. They're not going to get any quicker than they are right now. They're going to start to slow up on pace. If we look at the lap time, let's say for the 5, for example, his last laps, 27.7 was his last, 27.8, 28.1, 27.8, but that's different than what he's been running earlier in the race where he was in the high 26s. So they're getting a little bit slower, but that's due to tire wear. And as I say that, the 5, he's going to cut down and try to make a pass coming into 2. That's going to be a really hard place to pass. See if he can get the momentum coming out of that turn and maybe try to make a move here coming into turn 3.
Yeah, for sure. And I was just looking at the lap times for the 48, and he's running consistently, like 28.1, 28.2, and not getting any faster, but not getting any slower. But those times are going to start to slow down the longer they stay on these tires.
I have noticed with this aero and tire model on this track that the tire wear does reach a point to where you almost seem like you don't go down any further. You reach a point about 25 laps in to where you're at where you're at, and that's just where you're going to stay until you go in and get tires. Now, going in and getting tires will give you that time back. Oh, the 5, he gets into the 4 and turns him. The 48, amazing save, but that slows everybody up, giving the 54 the opportunity to get a huge run on the outside. Oh, 54 getting into the 69. Another great save. The 54 is going to be off pace. Back to where we are. The 73 capitalizing, trying to get up there in the front. What a crazy, crazy series of events here late in the race.
And incredible showmanship from these drivers as they are able to keep it clean, not cause any incidents, even though getting into each other. And Crosby's back up there in first place, though. I mean, that's man, wow.
That right there just goes to show you that once you get to that level of tire wear and all these guys are this close together, which is phenomenal on a short track, this large of a pack, you can throw a blanket over your top 8 drivers out there. These guys are going to have to bide their time and show patience, or they're going to have to risk it for the biscuit and try to make some unsavory moves and do what they can to get some of that position. Nobody's going to give you anything here. You're going to have to go out and earn it, and that's what we just seen. Got a little bit of door banging, a little bit of giving the bumper, 54 into the wall, going to get him off pace a little bit. But these guys are fighting tooth and nail.
They are. And, Hinton tried to make a move on Max, and that's what got him into Max. So like you said, he took the risk and did not come out with the biscuit, and unfortunately it put Crosby up there in the front and moved Hinton all the way back into 6th.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but we do still have 80 laps to go this time by. Still plenty of racing. These guys, I will expect to see them come down, get some tires, get some fuel between lap 115, lap 120, and we'll just have to see where that goes. Right now, the biggest thing is holding on to the real estate you have. Don't give anything away for free and start playing strategy.
Yeah, for sure. And, one thing that I have noticed is, Chuck Burley just got into the wall. And these guys are starting to get a little bit more loose coming out of the egg-shaped turn and the dog leg there. And once they come into that straight and they're getting up into the wall, which is going to play a little bit of havoc on their tires as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these guys getting into the wall, that's going to slow them down a little bit. It's not going to slow them down a ton, but with as close as everybody is around you, that wall is not your friend.
No, it's really your worst enemy. Ooh, Max is really closing the gap here on Crosby.
You know, and I waited for the excitement to die down. The 73 in front is not what any of the 56 just hit the wall.
56 huge into the wall. Oh, that's a hard hit to the outside wall. That's going to be a blown engine. We're going to see him disappear right here as he has to tow. Man, that is horrible. I think. Let's see what happens. Oh, the 60 just gets into him, sends him into the inside wall, and that ricochets him into the outside wall. Let's watch this again. Looking at the 60 here, he's got a little bit of a run. He does slow up coming into the turn. The 56 does break a little bit before him, and you see him just bing bong hit those walls, and that's unfortunate. All these guys are coming down pit road. Like I said, they're only getting 65 laps out of a full tank. So even though they're pitting right now, which is the call to make, you don't want to be the one guy not getting fresh tires. They're going to have to come back down again as these guys come in and get some racing fuel, getting some tires. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here with this phenomenal, exciting race with DESI Racing.
This looks great. This must be yours. I found it on the kitchen table.
Thanks.
Mommy, have you seen my hamster?
Well, isn't he asleep in his cage?
Have you seen my hamster then?
No.
But honey, go upstairs and look thoroughly. I mean, sure. Probably behind the bed, like where you found him last time.
Okay.
John, here we are about to go green. We've seen the 48 running a dominant race out there. Had a little bit of damage, elected to stay in the pits for a little bit longer, get all that damage repaired. I think we'll be able to see him work his way back up to the front as John Crosby gets a huge jump right there. You think we're going to see him get as big of a gap as we've seen at the start of the race?
I really don't think so. I think these guys have gotten used to how these trucks handle on this crazy track, and I don't think. Ooh, somebody just got into the wall. Looks like it may have been the 40 of Ben Kuhn.
Yeah, that was a hard hit. That got him off pace a lot. I don't know if he's going to have damage, but he is far back now. He is going to be a little over 2 seconds behind the car in front of him. So hopefully he didn't get too much damage and he's able to try and catch back up.
For sure. That was a hard hit. But back to what I was saying, I was thinking Crosby wasn't going to be able to get as much of a lead as he did before because these guys have figured out how these trucks are running on this track and have settled in and, really kept a tight pack up front. But Crosby's kind of proven me wrong because he's gotten back up there where he wanted to be and he's pulling away from Hinton quite handily.
Yeah. Do you think with 71 laps to go that he's making the right move, pushing it as hard as he is? Or do you think he should try and be a little conservative and save what he's got in case, it comes to the point to where he's going to have to battle some of these guys?
I was thinking before we went to the commercial break on the caution, you were talking about the fact that these guys are definitely going to have to come back in for fuel before the end of the race, which is true. But at that point, given the fact that the rear tires is what wears the most on this track, do they take rear tires when they come in for that final pit stop? Or do they take 4 tires, or do they take no tires? So Crosby may be thinking, okay, I know I'm going to have to pit one more time, find the right time to pit, go in, get 4 tires, and come out last minute, fresh tires, and try to make that push again and stay out a little bit longer than everybody else.
I could be completely off, but I have my own opinions on this. There is never a time to not take 4. If there's 3 to go and everybody pits, and you've been out there for a while, you need to take 4. If you have to do a green flag pit stop and there's going to be 10 to go, you need to take 4. You do not want to be that guy. I would rather take 4 and let everybody else take 2 and be a little bit further in the rear than take no tires or just take 2 tires and be slower than everybody else out there and just watching my position move the opposite direction.
See, I agree with you 100% on that. I typically take 4. One, because a lot of times I forget, okay, if I'm going to take 2, go in and turn off to where I only take 2. But I have noticed, in the races where I have done that, I have been much quicker on the full set of tires than I have when I have remembered to go in and, just take 2.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just my own personal philosophy. Either take tires or stay out. Jeff, 60 laps of fuel left. These guys are probably about 55 laps of fuel left. They're going to have about 20 to go when they need to pit. Are you taking tires, or are you just splash and go?
So I've been listening to you guys talking. I've been watching 2 guys. I've been watching the 48 Max Dinda and the 40 of Ben Kuhn. They're in the back. I know, Max, you talked about it. I went downstairs to get an update. Got all his repairs made. Are those guys holding back enough where they can change right sides only on the final stop? Right. That's what I'm questioning. If it's under caution, they could probably gain quite a few spots. But you guys are right. 4 tires here are critical. It depends. If a caution comes out in 10 or 15 laps, they're probably all coming in and getting 4 tires and fuel. But if we're 10 to go, it's gonna be really interesting to see if one of these guys, Ben or Max, maybe Sean, they're holding back just enough to maybe try 2.
Yeah, as we look at the cockpit view of the 5 Brandon Hinton, you can see how smooth he makes this look. He's out there, he's on the brakes, he's hitting the bottom right there, he works all the way up to the wall. He just makes it look so smooth, and as a driver that has been on this track, has raced it many times, I don't know how he makes it look so easy.
Yeah, I'm going to chime in here again. I mean, teammate of Brandon, I use his lap times all the time in Garage 61. Now we're sharing that in DS League for those who want to participate. It's a great tool for, early drivers like myself to see what these guys are doing. But he is a master. If you want to watch his videos on YouTube, Brandon Hinton Motorsports, I'll give a shout out, or any of these guys, if you're in racing with them, watch. 9 times out of 10, the inside line is where you save tires, and Brandon's a master at it, as well as some of the other drivers in our league.
Yeah, and just a caveat off of what you said, if you're watching this race right now, if you're watching DES iRacing and you're not subscribed to Brandon Hinton Motorsports, you're wrong. Go over there, give him a follow. You can learn a lot from watching him racing. He, even without talking to you or teaching you anything, you can learn a lot from him. Phenomenal racer, phenomenal guy, and it's just, look at the speed he's carrying here. He's catching up to the guy in front of him, and he's not letting John run away with this lead like he had in the beginning.
Absolutely, he's not. And you said it earlier, and I told you that I thought that Max should be the one to carry the win. But if it stays like it is right now, I think Brandon could catch Crosby and pass him up and take the win.
Yeah, only time will tell. Not only is he quick, not only is he consistent, but he's conserving right here. It's not like he's pushing it as hard as he can to catch up to Crosby. He's running a line that works for him to maintain his materials and be able to withstand a battle with the leader.
Yeah, exactly. And when we were watching the inside the cockpit view, you could see those RPMs. He was not pushing that truck nowhere near what that truck can do. I mean, and in fourth gear, that truck can push 7,000, 8,000 RPMs redlined, and he was down around 5,000, maybe just below 6. And so, he's definitely conserving fuel there, and he's also conserving tires because he's not pushing to the limits of what that truck can do.
Yeah, and as we're talking, we got a really good battle. 69 Todd Perrant, he's making a move on the 88. He's going low. He's going to try and cut him off here coming into turn 2. See what these guys are going to be able to do. The 88 might have the running on that higher line coming out of 2 here, but the 69 is showing everybody that this is a short track. This is my bread and butter.
Yeah, Todd Perrant, man. I mean, we talked about him earlier. He's consistent, and he's gonna battle you. He's gonna battle you tough and clean, smooth. But Hunter Davis is he's relentless. He's not gonna back down easy.
Oh, if we go and look at the leaders, the 5, Brandon Hinton, he's on the inside of John Crosby. He's trying to take that lead away from him. Let's see coming through this dogleg if he's going to be able to finish this pass. He's going to be on the inside of 1 and 2. He might be able to make it here. Coming out, he's got a bumper on the 5 on the backstretch. They're neck and neck.
Crosby just carrying that momentum, though, off that high line.
But if you look at the line that Hinton's running, he's not changed his line at all. He's going to run 1 lane higher coming into, see, he's running 1 lane higher here. He's going to come out on the backstretch. He's going to cut it down early coming into turn 4. He's going to get really close to that inside safer barrier. He's going to run that bottom line, come out with a bunch of momentum. All he's doing right now, I don't think he's interested in making the pass. I think he's interested in making John sweat and fight and burn up those tires.
You're absolutely right. And Tyler Waltz is even benefiting from this because he has now moved up and he's right on the bumper of Brandon Hinton. So, I mean, we've got a tight battle right here for first, second, and third.
Yeah, I'm one of those nickname guys, always have been, always will. If it sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't, I'm still going to call you that. So right now we've got Happy Dad in first, we've got Magic Man in second, and we've got the Electrician in third. So these guys are going to be battling. It's up to them right now. They're going to have to pit. Out of those 3 drivers, who do you think pits first and who do you think stays out?
I'm going to say I think Hinton pits first. I think Crosby stays out and tries to push as far as he can. But I think that Hinton and Waltz will at first.
Absolutely. If it was me, I would want to be second or third right now. I wouldn't even make a move for first. Hinton and Waltz are in the perfect position to pit earlier than that first place car, get an undercut, come in, get tires, get fuel, get back out there and push it as hard as they can and hope that they're able to get in front of the 73 just off of his pit.
Yeah, indeed. Now, granted, if Crosby hits later, he will come out and have fresher tires, closing in on the end of the race. But the way that Waltz and him both race, that may not make much of a difference.
Yeah, I think what we're going to see here is one of these two, second or third, are going to they're going to pit when Crosby sees that those two pit. He's going to pit the next time by and try and maintain that lead.
Yeah, and Christian, you mentioned earlier when they hit about 25 laps, it kind of levels the playing field. And earlier I started to mention that, and then we had our round of cautions. But when it levels out, undercutting may be the way to go.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying is once that tire wear starts taking effect, you're not going to be able to gain any more speed, but you're also not losing any more speed. That's when it comes down to the strategy. At first, between fresh tires to lap 25, lap 30 on your tires, it's all about going out there, being aggressive, fighting for position, and trying to get everything you can. Once you get past that, now you got to start using that racing IQ. You've got to start putting that strategy into effect and getting what you can on pit road. Pit road is an essential part of the race. It's not all about getting a better line than somebody in a turn, not all about getting a run coming out on the backstretch. Sometimes it's about, I'm going to come in, I'm going to get fresher tires, and I'm going to beat you to it.
We saw Ben Kuhn earlier take a hard hit to the wall, and it put him all the way down into 11th, and he has now moved himself up into 10th and is trying to close the gap on number 32, Jonathan Geist.
Yeah, absolutely. He must not have gotten as much damage as I perceive that he did because he is working his way up to the front, whereas everybody else is kind of just hanging out where they are. The 73, he's been up there for a while, all the way down to the 3 of Sean Dion. They've just kind of been cruising out there.
They have. And, I noticed a while ago, Hunter Davis had closed up and tightened up the gap with the rest of them, the front three, and then Todd Prance just right there as well. So that pack's kind of getting tighter. So when it comes onto the pit strategy, there's going to be a little bit of a swap up here.
Right now, while we have a little lull in the action, I just want to give a huge shout out to the league owner and our producer, Damon O'Brien. Man, puts on this amazing broadcast. You guys get to come in here. You get to watch it. The league is free to join. You don't have to pay for the league. You come in, you get to, as the 54, he's going to be the first one to pit. He's going down pit road. He's going to go and get tires and fuel. He will be the first one to get fresh tires. I don't know if that's going to be too early, if he's going to want to try and push it out on 40 laps with those tires. But back to what I was saying, the league, it's free to join. It's a beginner-friendly league. You come in, there's a lot to learn from other people. There's a lot of people that'll give you advice, teammate or not. Everybody's friendly. It's a really good environment. And Damon single-handedly has created this and then brought in people on the race committee. He asked for advice, asked for opinions, and he's created this amazing broadcast, amazing league, and I cannot thank him enough for the atmosphere that we're able to enjoy for free.
Yeah, I second that. I'm I'm a rookie racer here at DES. I'm also a rookie racer in iRacing. Only been doing this for about 2 months, and I have learned exponentially a ton from these guys. Great group of guys. Damon is awesome. I'm so thankful that he allowed me to jump in and be a part of this broadcasting team, and that's helped me to learn a lot. But it's also been a blast to get to work with guys like Christian Clark, Jeff Denda, Warren, Hunter Davis. It's been great. And I second what you said. Thank you to Damon for what he does.
Yeah, and I've got to thank you guys a lot too, John, Jeff. We got Edwin Warden, we got Hunter Davis, Ben Kuhn, all the people that come in here and broadcast. We're not getting paid to be here. This is our own time that we are sacrificing to come in and run the broadcast when we are not racing, and all of us do it because we appreciate everything that Damon has done for us. We give up our time to help out where we can. The race committee, all of the guys all the members that are in that committee give up our free time because this is a place where we love to be. We love to race and be around these guys. And, it's just a way that the best way that we can give back to this community that has been built.
Yeah, I'm going to jump in and triple down on this. I mean, I haven't joined any other leagues. My son brought me into this league. It's simply amazing. There are guys in practice who are giving me advice. It's beneficial advice to help me beat them. And I love everything. Damon, what you're doing is top notch. I'm not going to brown nose. As we're talking, TRN Racing chimed in. Give me a rundown on things that happened so far. I responded clean so far, but it's going to get really exciting here. Edwin, I know that's you. Stay tuned. Let's see. And just shout out Tyler pitted early. No one else followed him. He's currently the first car 1 lap down. Max is getting close to being lapped. Not sure what his strategy is. I thought he was saving. And I'll give it back to you two.
So far, Crosby hitting, pushing hard still up there in the front of the pack. Hunter Davis is about a second behind him and 1.5 seconds behind Crosby. We're down to about 35 laps to go. It's going to be soon. We'll see what's going to happen between Hinton and Crosby and who's going to pit first there and try to work their strategy to the best.
Yeah, I'm just now. I thank you for bringing that up, Jeff. Just now going through the chat here, my son used my phone, which I usually watch the broadcast on, to change the channel on the Roku TV, and then he fell asleep, and I can't get up to go get my phone, so I just had to pull it up on here. But TRN Racing in the chat said, "Give me a rundown on the things that have happened so far." So far we have had 1 incident caused caution. I believe, no, we've had 2 incident caused cautions. We've had a couple. The 56, he got taken out. Just a racing incident, braked a little bit earlier than the car that was directly behind him anticipated, and he got sent into the inside wall. We've had some really, really tough battles. Had a couple guys, the 48, Max Dinda, and then the 54, Tyler Walls, really good saves. They got sideways. That car, those trucks were wrecked. They had to Tokyo drift around those turns, but they were able to save it, and we were able to stay green. Now we're just watching the battle between these front runners here, and honestly, man, it's going to come down to the pit stops.
It really is, and you mentioned the fact that, some of these trucks got sideways and Tokyo drifted. We've had several near calls, and, these guys are such great drivers that they have been able to take those near calls and just maintain control of their trucks, keep it clean, and, limit the amount of incidents. That's why this is called Premier League. That's why we call these guys the cream of the crop from DES, because they surely know what they're doing.
Absolutely. As we see the 32, I believe that is going down pit road. We are lap 150 of 180. These guys are going to be starting their pit cycle soon. I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing the 73, the 5, the 88, 69, all these front runners going to be coming down here very quickly. I would want to go right now.
Yeah, it's somewhere between right now and within the next 4 laps. And Hinton's probably thinking, I need to be the first one to take the pits and get it out of the way, then let Crosby pit, and like you said earlier, put myself in the advantage of getting out before Crosby, and hopefully being able to get back up and take the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these front runners, they're coming up on a lap car. That's the 48 Max Dindo. Once he gets past, he will be the first car a lap down. You're going to be kind of fighting him in traffic here. I know he will get out of their way once it comes that time. But, and a caution is out. We'll go ahead and bring it to our senior caution correspondent on what happened. Jeff?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, sorry, I'm trying to catch up on everything. Chats, Max still maintained his spot there, but man, this is crazy.
Yeah, that caution could not have came out at a better time. Max was about to go a lap down. Now he's going to be able to go down pit road with the leaders and not go a lap down. That's going to be good for him. He should get waved around the pace car here. But man, this is the perfect time. This is when you would want to pit. I had said that I think that these guys are going to pit around lap 125. They ended up pushing it all the way out to lap 54. And we're going to take a quick look here, see what happened. We're looking at the 40 of Ben Kuhn. Looks like he already has a little bit of damage.
Yeah, the 40 and the 48, I was wondering earlier if they were saving. The 40 had damage I didn't realize. He just kind of had a self-spin.
Yeah, if you look when he's coming into turn 4, he goes to hit the apex and slightly hits that apron. There's not a huge bank there, but it is enough to where you can't get that car loose from hitting that apron.
Yeah, I had that happen to me last night. When you come through there and you get down on that apron, it's just enough slickness that it'll get you sideways, and then when you drift back up, it just carries that momentum of that drift and just pulls that backside around.
While these guys getting lined up, see who's going to go down pit road, see what's going to happen. We're going to go to a very quick commercial break, and we'll be right back here with this exciting, exhilarating action with DES iRacing.
Try to make friends.
Want a Dorito?
Hey everyone! The new containing out Doritos! Doritos?
You make friends.
And there's your beautiful baby. Any day now.
Really? You're eating Doritos? He's eating Doritos on my ultrasound. Do you see what I have to do?
I know.
Give me that.
Okay, Jerry, once again, everyone's Doritos have mysteriously disappeared.
Green.
Welcome back. Pace car is down pit road. A lot of these guys are going to try to get caught back up. We still are looking at the 73 as the race leader. He's going to go ahead and get a jump here. What do you guys think is going to happen here? Do you think that these guys are going to push it out as hard as they can for these next 44 laps? Or do you think they're going to kind of conserve and hope that another caution doesn't come out?
Yeah, I think Brandon Hinton is probably going to conserve in hopes that another caution doesn't come out. Hunter Davis, it's hard to say. Being a teammate of his on TRN, I really think he's going to try to push as hard as he can and try to get around John Crosby and take a lead and take down another win.
Yeah, I'm going to jump in here. This is going to be a shootout blast. I'm going to love this finish, even if I don't jump back in again. But these guys are going for it.
Yeah, I think these guys have one option, and that's send it here. They need to fight for a position early. They need to try and hold on to what they got, not let anything slip, and try and stay consistent.
And I want to throw this in there. We were just talking before the caution. Max Dinda was subject to going one lap down, and now he's in fourth.
Yeah, he was in like very, very close territory to going a lap down. Those leaders were directly behind him. If we would have stayed green, he would have went a lap down. He was able to pit with the leaders because he was still on the lead lap, get tires, get some fuel, and get back out there. And now he's in fourth, which is just amazing on him. So my hat's off to him for being able to strategize that and have that work out in his favor. Oh, as the 54, he's in the wall. That puts him off pace, letting the 60 get by him.
Yep. There's been a lot of scrubbing the wall tonight and even last night. This track, I was only able to complete 33 laps last night before I had so much damage that it was going to take too long to repair. This track is a very tough track. It's demanding on driver skill. It's demanding on, focus, and it can put you through the bases being on this track. And these guys have done a wonderful job of maintaining control of their trucks. And, even when they do scrub the wall, just let it be a little scrub and going on about the day.
Absolutely. And with under 20 laps remaining in this long, short track race, we are looking at our top five. John Crosby currently leading the charge. Hunter Davis, multi-time champion, sitting in P2. The Magic Man, Brandon Hinton, sitting in third. Max Dinda able to make his way all the way back up into fourth after having to get that damage repaired. And the short track sneaky king, Todd Perront, sitting in fifth.
You talk about nicknames, and I'm gonna give Todd Perront the nickname of the short track sniper.
Yeah, he definitely comes out on these short tracks and just puts on a show, man. You never know where he's gonna be at, and I know racing around him, I feel like, I've got to run here. I'm going to get to the bottom. And next thing I know, we're coming out of the turn and he's still in front of me. So he's so good at being able to maintain speed on these tracks. And it's really just something I admire.
Yeah, for sure. We were talking earlier, will John Crosby be able to put that gap back between like he did earlier? And he is just climbing that gap consistently between him and Hunter Davis.
And I do got to say, Todd Perront has a nickname he's had ever since I've been in DES. It is Todd Perront from Canada. We can't forget that one.
That's a good one.
It's only funny if you know that Todd Perront's not from Canada. It makes it all that much more better. I don't know how he got that nickname, but that's what everybody's called him, and I'm for it. I guess he does kind of have if you say it with an accent, he does kind of have a French Canadian sounding the Baron. He's stalled Baron, maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong. Back to you, John.
Yeah, I mean, it does. It can have that French ring to it, but we've got under 15 laps to go now. Crosby has just been dominant when he gets up into first and gets that clean air. I don't know that Hunter can catch him.
Yeah, I was out there earlier this evening when practice opened up. I ran about 30 laps, and I consistently was 2 to 3 tenths behind John. I don't know how he is able to have the speed he has and then stay consistent. It's just wild. And you can see him running out there, that 2/10 a lap adds up quick.
It does, and I just said I don't know that Hunter can catch John, but it looks like Brandon's trying to catch Hunter and doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, I think right now it's go time, and Brandon knows it. He's been saving. He should have the tires to catch up, but I also think that Davis is going to be able to hold his own. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch the 73, but I think right now we're looking at a podium.
I agree 100%. I think we're looking at the podium, and those second place could be either way, 88 and then 5, or 5 then 88. I think this is our top 3 that we're looking at right here.
Yeah, and I was going to chime in about 4 laps ago. I said, if these guys don't close this gap within 5 laps, which is almost expired, this is what you're looking at for the finish. And 4, 5, 6 are probably the tighter pack right now.
Yeah, the fight for between Todd Tron, Max Stenda, and Brian Sousa has definitely been a battle.
Yeah, and you guys mentioned a 60 car earlier. I was watching him on cam just a second ago. Anytime I'm around any of these guys in a race, I feel comfortable. Brian Sousa, especially the 60 car. I'm around him. I feel comfortable knowing he'll pass me clean. I'll give him room. Love to see these guys race in Premier.
Yeah, if we sit here and we watch the 60 for a little bit, pay attention to his line. He's on the outside wall right here. You're going to see where he cuts into the turn. He's at the bottom. Right before the start-finish line, starts to work his way up. And then he runs about the middle in 1 and 2. And you'll see he is consistent. He is able to take that truck and make it run the same spot every single time. And that's how he's able to conserve like he does, because he knows where his truck needs to be to carry speed and also conserve that tire, and it's working. He's catching up to the 48, and he might even be able to pass with 5 to go.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think he's going to give him a run for his money in the last 5 laps. I'm going to shout out TRN Racing, just jumped in, said his son, who should be sleeping, is rooting for Hunter. He's cheering him on. Last week I called Hunter the Swiss Army knife because, man, that guy does it all. He wins races, finishes the top 3, does all of this stuff for DES, and we love the 88 machine, love the number. Love the driver, and shout out from TRN.
I'll give my own shout out to the 88. I don't know how he does it, man. He has time to run the race committee. He's now the oval racing commissioner for DES, so he is running the oval side. He's also busy. He does his flooring in his house. He's got all these honeydews. He's just got a busy life, and he's able to do all of that, plus have time to practice and come out here and dominate. It's just, I don't know where he finds these extra hours in the day.
I don't either. And as a teammate, he is so helpful. He has given me a lot of insight on how to do technical things within the cars, but he's also, taking the time to sit and watch me when I stream into Discord and help me, to learn the lines and to learn the tracks. So, I mean, all of this other stuff that he's got going on, and then finding time to help a teammate. He's just an incredible guy.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jeff.
Additional shout out. Hunter's one of the guys in practice. I'm not on his team. He'll be behind me and shout out advice over the track mic, and I love it.
And as you say that, we see Brian Sousa slip to the outside on Max Stenda and trying to work that high line to get around him. And now he's given up a little bit of pace to Chuck Burley.
Absolutely. 2 to go. These guys are coming onto the backstretch. They have to give everything they got. White flag is now in the air. These guys got to push it. Hunter Davis, he got slowed up a little bit by a lap car, and that gave the 5 the opportunity to catch up a little bit. He's going to have to do something to make this work. As you see the 32, he gets into the wall, trying to give those guys as much room as possible. Coming to the back stretch, here we go. 73, dominant performance in that first stage, dominant performance in this third stage. Coming out of turn 4, he's going to take the checker, the 73, John Crosby with the win, followed by the 88, Hunter Davis, Brandon Hinton. What a wild race. I mean, that was just great racing by these guys out here.
It really was. And after that first stage, and with Max Cinda and everybody else coming out, and Crosby being so far back, I would have not put Crosby winning the race at that point. So incredible job on Crosby to come back up, find his way back up to the front, get back in the lead, and put that spread out. And just what a clinic.
Yeah, and just one more time, TRN chiming in to talk about the leader. He dominated so much early. I did not doubt his ability to get back up here and win this. Shout out to the 73 machine. That was awesome.
It really was. He put on a clinic on how to drive this track.
Now in the booth, our third place finisher. Man, I said it last week. I knew I was going to be saying it again this week. Congratulations to the 5 car for his podium finish. Man, you put on a clinic out there. That was some hard racing. How'd that race feel for you?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. It's a wear on you, but it was a lot of fun battling John and Hunter and my teammate Todd and everybody. That was a lot of fun.
Man, last week we dubbed you the Magic Man. I've seen it again this week. You started in I believe 7th place. You fell back a little bit there early. You're kind of 10th place, and then you worked your way all the way back up to the front. Is this one of those tracks you feel comfortable running, or is this something that you've had to kind of find your way around it as the race was going?
No, I do like it. Again, it's more of a bottom feeder, so of course that's going to be to my forte. But no, I like it. I like the combo. It's fun. You can really throw the truck into the corner and throw it around a little bit. But it was a lot of fun trying to run John down that last stint before the caution came out. It was a lot of fun battling, and no, I enjoy Phoenix.
Yeah, it's a fun track. I ran some laps out there on this truck. It's an amazing combo. Last night we had the Gen 4 there. Apologies again. I tried an aggressive move, got you loose, and kind of wrecked you out there, man. But tonight you were able to go out there and put on a dominant performance, man. So congratulations.
Thank you, and no, don't worry about it. Like I said, I was pedaling it a little bit, so it wasn't totally on you.
Congratulations, Brandon, on the 3rd place finish. And I got one question for you though. When we were before the caution, and you were trying to, hunt down Crosby, you were not letting him get the spread that he got there at the end on Hunter, but also prior to that, back in the first 25 laps, when he had nearly a 6-second gap between himself and 2nd place. How did you manage to keep him so tight?
That's a good question, and you would probably have to ask him. But as far as me, it just seemed like maybe he was wearing out a little bit. I could run the bottom and make up time in what's now 1 and 2, where I could get off the exit and kind of stay with him or pull even with him, and then it was just a drag race down to turn 1 or turn 3 now. So confusing with the configuration. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was just he had some strengths, I had some strengths, and then it was just trying to figure it out at the end of the run. But it was a lot of fun either way.
Man, well, awesome performance. Congratulations on your top three. We'll probably see you up again here pretty soon.
Yep, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for the broadcast.
Now, John, coming up is our second place finisher, multi-time champion, the Swiss Army knife himself, Hunter Davis. Man, you put on a clinic out there. I mean, you were all over the track. You were mid-pack. You were up in the front. You never really fell back into the back there. There late in the race, did you think that the 73 was going to get that big of a gap on you like he did earlier in the race, or what was going on coming to that last green flag?
I mean, to be completely honest with you, man, that was kind of my trial and error up to the front. I messed up my qualifying lap, started from the rear of the field. So that definitely kind of hurt me. It was hard to get around traffic, and it took me, over 2 stages to work my way up. So when I was up there, I think I had the pace to stick with him. I was just a little over anxious about burning off too quick because I know that, we got the Mr. Consistency running right behind me in third.
Yeah, it was just dominant performance, man, John.
Yeah, I was just gonna say congratulations, Hunter, on second place. I was pulling for you. I kind of wanted to see you get the win, but you know, you did great. You, like you say, you started off in the back of the field, pushed your way to the front. Just great job on that, and congratulations on second place, man.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it, guys. Man, it almost feels like stolen valor. I started from the rear. I was saying the entire time I don't have the pace right now. Like I couldn't close any gaps, and it finally started to come around to me, which was nice. And then, man, that last caution kind of threw us all for a loop because we were saying in our chat like, hey, I'm gonna pit on lap 155 was my original game plan. I was like, I'm gonna pit on 155. I started seeing all these guys cycled in, and I come over the radio, and I'm like, hey, I'm actually gonna pit at 150. And so I was there and I hit 150 and I was like, man, I could easily crank out another 5 laps. And that just happened to be the deal breaker to get me up there into that podium, to be honest with you.
And we see it all the time, you running up into the front. But tonight, like you said, messing up your qualifying lap and having to start in the rear, and then finishing where you finished P2. Is this something that you feel like you're running hot and you're going to be able to carry on next week?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think we're going into Michigan next week, and I'm a real big fan of Michigan. That's one of my favorite tracks to run, and honestly, yeah, I like the momentum. I like how the season started off, man. So I'm hoping to continually carry this momentum.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the finish, man. We'll get you out of here. Have a good night, and congratulations.
Hey, y'all as well. I appreciate y'all putting on this broadcast. Thank y'all.
Here we got the race leader. All I can say, man, is wow. So we see early in the race, John, that you had a 6-second gap. I don't know where you're finding this speed. I'm not sure what kind of nitrous shots you're running in that car, dude. But you dominate stage one. I think you got a speeding on pit road penalty. Yep. You end up in the back.
Yep.
You work your way up. You're moving along. You make it to 5th or 6th, and then you just kind of a racing incident. It's easy to do. You clear yourself off the front of the 4, and you get loose and make it back to the back. What was going through your head, and how were you able to work all the way back up to the front after that?
Well, first of all, apologies to Chuck. Because I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to think. But I was pinching him very hard, and I didn't realize that. So big apologies to him. But after that happened, I was just thankful I didn't back the truck into the wall or put it head on into the wall. So it was just kind of a, hey, we need to reset, kind of regroup, and think about what we need to do. And we executed.
Yeah, I mean it couldn't have gone any better for you. Obviously, there's going to be some mental errors that happen. We see it every week. You know, I probably do it more than anybody else. Just regrouping like that and being able to push up to the front was amazing. Now, when you were coming to this last green flag, you were up in the front because that caution came out at probably the best time that
Exactly. It
could
did.
have worked for you. What what was your plan going forward? You knew that the start was going to start on you, that you were controlling when everybody went. Were you just hoping that you were going to be able to get that gap back, or were you worried that you were going to have to fight for position with some
It
of those
was
guys around you?
exactly what you were saying. Is I wanted that gap back, what I did in the first stage. I wanted that 6 seconds because I honestly not a very good long run. You know, I'm not good at the long runs here. I don't know why. But I'm not good at them. So I was just praying. I was just like, just give me the 6 second gap again, please. I'm begging you. But I guess I kind of saved enough to hold Hunter off. I was worried he was saving and then just gonna make a massive run. But fortunately he didn't. And yeah, we're doing good.
You know, you say you're not good at the long runs on this track. You couldn't improve. You couldn't. You can't prove that. I mean, you ran the long runs brilliantly tonight. You conserved tires, which I mean, I've said this as long as I've known you. You're a king at saving tires, and I mean, you proved it again tonight. And
man, it didn't feel like it. I'll tell you that.
well, you know, after running this track last night in the Gen 4s, this track is very technical. It's very difficult to maintain control on this track. And I mean, all of the Premier guys did a great job of maintaining control tonight. Even when incidents could have happened, everybody did a brilliant job of being able to maintain control of the vehicle through the bumps and the side bumps and all of that. And
Absolutely.
you know, so congratulations on first place, first of all, and you know, congratulations on showing how dominant you are in the Premier Series of DES racing.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it. Well, I think Hunter's won the last two, so I had to stop that. I put an end to it right now.
Yeah, and I mean he came in second, so I mean he was knocking on the door of number 3.
He was.
Yeah, that brings up my next point, man. Obviously, you got the win. You've got to be feeling great. Next week is Michigan, which the 88 Hunter Davis has proven that he excels at. It's one of his favorite tracks. He's going to be hard to beat there. Are you going to be able to take the win tonight and carry that momentum forward and try and take that away from him next week?
Definitely gonna try. I feel like Michigan's one of my stronger tracks. I'm not sure what I did last season. Probably not great if I remember correctly, but I love Michigan. It's like I said, it's one of my favorite tracks. So hopefully we can go there and kind of keep this momentum going and rolling and try and put an end to Hunter's momentum.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on the win, man. Got to be feeling good. Leaving here tonight, going into the next gens next week, man. So, congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Well, everybody that is watching, that is going to do it for us tonight with the DES iRacing Premier League here at Phoenix. Everybody that joined, we really appreciate you guys coming in. Remember that DES is a free to join league. If you guys are interested, come in. Great community, great racing. You can be part of all of this and maybe be up here and give John a run for his money. But that's going to do it for us tonight. John, appreciate you. Jeff, always a pleasure to have you up here. Everybody out there watching, y'all have a good night.